Good morning, Oklahoma. Welcome to the Middle Ground. I am your host, Michael Carnuccio. Trent England is off today, so we have Oklahoma Insurance Commissioner John Doak joining us in studio to discuss some news around the state, as well as the latest from the Oklahoma Insurance Department. Commissioner Doak, thank you so much for being with us today.
Glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
So there is a conference that's getting ready to happen here in Oklahoma City. It's a national conference that you've worked very hard to build up, and it really it's going to save a lot of lives. It's creating a lot of business opportunity. Can you tell us about what's happening this
Absolutely.
week?
Very exciting for Oklahoma City here to have the National Tornado Summit. We started about 4 years ago, an industry-driven event, which is, again, put together for best practices on how to assist consumers at a time of a major natural catastrophe. And here in Oklahoma, we have them on a regular basis, so we're known for great service, but this is a way that the industry can come together to talk about building codes, talk about mitigation for those types of disasters, but also talk about how can we efficiently get customers, get consumers funds at a time of a major loss quicker. So it's got a claims track, an agents track, and we have regulators coming in this year from over 40 states. We have folks coming from all around the world and they're also going to get a tour of the National Weather Service this year and an underground tour of a simulated natural catastrophe in the underground bunker, partnering with emergency management. And special thanks go to UCO, President Betts, and their assistance behind the scene, because this is industry driven, and it's really put Oklahoma City on the map. It's something that we have to deal with on a regular basis. So we're very, very proud to bring that here. Again, over 1,000 folks that will spend 2 days in Oklahoma City talking about weather, talking about risk mitigation, claims track, and how we can better solve some of these issues.
This is such a huge conference nationally, and you were instrumental in creating it and building it up. So coming into the insurance department in 2010, why was this an important piece that you thought we should focus on and bring the discussion right here in Oklahoma City?
Well, being from Oklahoma and having licenses in my past career in a number of different states and also doing work internationally, we really recognized early on that there could be a best practices for these types of disasters. And on the coastal areas, they have the hurricane conferences, which have really done very, very well for those coastal communities. But no one has ever really specialized on hail and tornado type disasters for the Midwest corridor, because we know that these tornadoes happen in the panhandle of Oklahoma, and they move clear across the country. So last year we've had folks from Mississippi, Alabama, all the major areas that have been impacted, and commissioners, my counterparts through the National Association of Insurance Commissioners, who is a sponsor as well, they bring their regulatory assistance, and we have several commissioners coming in this year. But again, it was just an idea which time had come, because we in Oklahoma had been through too many of these disasters. If you think, just since I've been in office, we've had Woodward, Tushka, Quapaw, Moore, Chickasha. All areas of Oklahoma have been impacted, and it's my goal as I visit every county of Oklahoma every year I've been in office is to make sure that we're better equipped and we have a plan. It's a novel idea, but we've got consumer services that serve all 77 counties. But we know no matter what disaster may happen, we have some canned approaches that are already ready to assist consumers, and that's what they want. They pay insurance premiums, but when their home is gone and they have nothing left but a driveway, they want to get paid pretty quickly.
You mentioned the several disasters that you've been through, and tornadoes specifically, that you and your team have been trying to make sure how Oklahoma's doing and how we're helping folks. And,
right.
And we talk about just the thousands of victims that are involved. And one of the ideas that's come out of this is these catastrophic savings plans. Am I saying catastrophe savings plans?
Yeah, disaster savings plans.
Yeah.
Well, that's something that was really kind of something that was happening at the national level, some discussion there, and I got involved with actually Senator Inhofe and Representative Ross of Florida and helped them craft some language that I think is pending at the national level, and we're also working at it on the state level. And that is an opportunity for Oklahomans, much like a college savings account, for Oklahomans to save up to $5,000 a year, or anyone around the United States, up to $5,000 a year, and you can put that away in a fund that can be used for any approved FEMA disaster mitigation type response. So if here in Oklahoma, those of us that want storm shelters, we can put those in our homes. If you live in California and you're worried about the earthquake exposure there, we're worried about that in Oklahoma too. We're not going to talk about that, but we have a lot of that. that. But so earthquake mitigation.
Sure.
If you live in rural Colorado, New Mexico, some of the western states, you can use it for wildfire mitigation. Doing different types of things in rural areas, fire breaks. Or if you're on the East Coast, you can use it for hurricane shutters, any type of mitigation there. But there again, it gives consumers, it puts the controls in their hands to decide how they want to better prepare or even fund for some of these larger deductibles that we're seeing in the industry.
Yeah, I think this is a fantastic idea. A lot of our viewers have been involved in discussions we've had here about health savings accounts.
Absolutely.
And we talk all the time at the MiddleGround about this idea of you can write your own future and getting Oklahomans more involved. So what kind of support are you seeing behind the issue? And for our viewers at home that are saying, God, we love what Commissioner Doak is doing on this, how can we help? What would you advise them?
Well, one of the interesting aspects of this is it also, as a sidebar benefit, would then enable insurance companies to maybe offer higher deductibles once consumers save for those, which ultimately may lower some of those costs. But we're seeing a lot of national attention. I mean, Oklahoma's, we're in the middle of the country, middle ground, and we have disasters on either side of us all the time. But we know that this really has bipartisan support at the national level, and I think that it's an interesting discussion at this year at the Capitol. We'll be visiting with the Insurance Committee and some of the folks there, but we know that timing is everything for certain bills. But again, it's something that needs to be in the course of discussion, and it needs to happen so we can better prepare ourselves and give consumers more control over some of their destiny, which is the ultimate goal.
We have a little less than 30 seconds before we take a quick break. Any final thoughts on the convention this week?
Well, it's really going to be great. If there are folks that would like to attend, we'd like to have them. It starts Monday and Tuesday, but also we're going to be discussing an interesting aspect is the role of faith-based entities like the Southern Baptists or Catholic Charities that do such a great job at time of disasters.
Well, folks, just ahead, is there an alternative way to provide insurance in Oklahoma to businesses, and could it be a right fit for your business? Well, more on the captives market, and a little later, we'll also discuss rules changes geared toward getting uninsured motorists off the roads. We'll have more later.